A little while ago I reviewed this crimp tool. This particular tool is used mainly to terminate wires so that they can be put into a terminal block. So you have the big power connector there and a little one coming off to go to some other equipment there. This tool will only crimp that type of connector. Today I'm going to be reviewing this tool, which is used to crimp pretty much all the other types of connections that we're going to find maybe in domestic appliances, or in my case I'm finding people are bringing me more electric scooters and e-bikes to repair. When working on those e-bikes and scooters, you'll find many different types of connections, ring connectors and spades, and this tool will be invaluable in making up new cable looms. One of the problems that I'm finding is that either perhaps somebody's been caught out in the rain and the water's got into the system and corroded the wires, or indeed the wires weren't fixed very well in the factory where they're made. This little guy here is very handy for adding an accessory that perhaps you need to power. You can clamp that down over the wire, and then a spade connector goes into this side here to make your connection to another wire. Quick T splice, I think that's called. In addition to those types of connectors, we can also crimp on these butt connectors of various sizes. Now I can hear my American cousins tittering away in the background there at the thought of butt connectors. That's what they're called. As an aside, I was once told by an American you should never use the word butt. He said, we've all got butts and they all stink. Moving swiftly on then, let's see the tool in action and make up a couple of test leads. And to finish, I'll show you a real-world example as well. The tool itself then is very nicely made. It's a nice heavy weight. You can see the thickness of the material used there. If something happens to go wrong and you realise that you need to release the pliers, there is a quick release button there which will get you out of trouble. If you need to change the amount of pressure put on the crimp, then there's an adjustment here that it's fine as it comes from the factory. The three sizes are clearly marked there with the colours, and the colours are referenced here. So red is 20 to 16 AWG, blue 14 and yellow 12 to 10, that being the largest size there. It's always important obviously to choose the correct size crimp for the wire that you happen to be using. Starting off then with the spade connector, place that like so in the jaw there, strip our wire back. By the way, some people think that they can get away with using some El Cheapo crimp tool like this. The quality of a crimp is only as good as the tool that you're using. The work that you're doing is important, therefore it's best to use the proper tool for the job. There we can see that that is perfectly strong. With this type of crimp tool, it's not possible to get the correct pressure. You are in danger of either under compressing it, in which case the wire can pull out or be loose and not make a good connection. Alternatively, you can over crimp it and damage the wire, in which case maybe under vibration the joint will break, neither of those things being very good. I thought it would be interesting to take a closer look at the actual crimp, so I've cut the outer covering back. This outer plastic is really tough, as you can see. Now finally we can see the job that the crimp tool has done, the wire just poking through there and nice and strong. Let's move on now to a real-world example. Here then in my garden workshop, as you can hear the birdies tweeting away, we have a wall-mounted fan heater and the cable has been damaged. I've cut back the old cable and already gone ahead and done half the crimp on the wire there. The final part of this job will be to put the other wire in. Simply pushing the wire in until you can feel it hit up against the central part there. Now positioning our crimp tool on this end of the connector. Make sure that's now crimped in place, and as before, a nice strong joint. I can now go ahead and do the same on the neutral wire, and we're good to go. All in all, then, a very useful addition to my workshop. It's going to get plenty of use now with the e-bikes and scooters. The tool comes with all of the butt connectors that I showed you in the beginning, and also a bag of the quick T connectors. If you're looking to get such a tool yourself, there's a link down in the video description as to where you can get this. Many thanks for watching.